Hello everybody and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, where we're continuing from where we left off. So let's get into it. The gate looked far too pompous from what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron and gray plaster, assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like that. I wondered. Let me start that over. I wondered if it looked like what a gate from a school should look like. Well, couldn't really decide. Probably no. I'm not gonna talk like that. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on it, thinking about the gate for too long. So I entered through it with a brisk pace. It felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. Certainly does. So I walked towards the main building of Yamako Academy with a brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are increasingly lush, filled with green. Incredibly lush. It doesn't feel like the kind of ground that a school would have. More like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and small cut grass, and the smell of fresh cut grass and all the other park-like things. Words like clean, hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopy. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told that it was my new school, in the back of my head it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or casual by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Makes me wish that there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So why am I feeling so anxious, despite all this greenery? ... Only after I stand in front of the haunty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back. Even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I can go back anymore. Feeling nervous and with realization set in my head, I open the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. Let's give this guy a weird voice. You must be Nikki? Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom science teacher. My name is Mutao. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. That's kind of a weird voice. I'll stop that. It's kind of annoying me. Waiting for me. I don't really like being the center of attention. Nobody does. Well, I don't know, but I hate being the center of attention. But I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is wanting for me to make me Not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost missed what the teacher was saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's normal, right? Of course. But not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right. But it's no problem. Then let's go. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Just all these threes. This game is the devil. Batao opens the door and enters. Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point of worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around and in between class and desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboard, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb on her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out. The teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Excuse me. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against a locker at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing somebody so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes to whatever she's doing. She's kinda cute. So is the cheery looking girl with the pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, so does everybody else, except one girl in the front row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for the applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. After that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with the little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have been worse. ... I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with while as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against the other wrist. That ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everybody. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work hard with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do so better than that, right? I butchered that last sentence. How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Himichi is. Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha 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 ha! What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi, Shichan. Look, I like how they crossed out Shizune. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once, nonchalantly, to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet careful, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of her dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. ... She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people," and "Who better to explain things to you?" I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think I was Shichan. Shichan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shichan, of course he is. Well, Shichan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon. Hichan, right? Hichan. Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. ... Hey 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 hey. Yeah, you look like a Hichan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. ... Hakamichi taps her finger on the desk to get Micha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Aha! Sorry about that. Shutan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Dot dot dot. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around. Familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with her hard word a bit. With the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. Dot dot dot. Why are you looking so angry? Heh heh heh. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Why is she still angry? Always. Even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shatan? Ha ha ha. Heh heh heh. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it, half-assedly. But anyway. I don't say anything. Amisha signs something at the end of it in a shrug. That ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but the shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down. Are you okay? Dot dot dot. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things. By asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Heh heh heh. Alright. Heh heh. And another thing. You don't have to call Shichan something so formal like Hakamatatapadata or class rep all the time. Just call her Shichan. Uh-oh. What's with that face? Heh heh. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizun would be more appropriate. Yep. Shizun is fine. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly. So I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizun, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she seems to like that. Let me just move. I'm a little comfortable right now. Well, she still seems like that. Just less so, I guess. Huh? Alright, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now. Or Chance will get mad. Excuse me. I burped a little bit. The assignment is also kind of long. So we should start now if you want to finish it before the end of class. That too. Huh? Shizun glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. Huh? After class we can walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizun and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me, into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Mutao, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its bin windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Okay. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students with special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me to the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're like guides, so you should ask if there's something. I wonder. Oh, I think I'm gonna stop here. We went through a lot right now. So, yeah, we'll continue this later. Bye.